I'm so excited to speak with you today. Thank you so much for trusting me and making the trip and making it happen. And I can't wait to share your story. You have a really inspirational story for a lot of people, for a lot of followers, for anyone who is watching or listening. Renee is a Wild Oregon girl, started out with a blog, has a gazillion followers on Instagram because of the things that she talks about and her causes and her witchiness. And so I can't wait to share you with everyone today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah.
Life threw us a couple bumps, but here we are.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be special or unique if something like that, if there weren't some bumps, right?
Yes.
To progress through.
Yes. Yeah. And so just to clarify, so I recently had an armed break-in on one of my travels.
Yes.
Which I shut everything off and I said, I'm not going to do anything publicly, maybe ever again. And then I took 30 days off. That's all it lasted. And I said, no, I have to come back and I have to tell my story. So that's my new perspective I'm working with.
I love that. I think that you have every reason to have the need for protection. Mm-hmm. The need for sovereignty in that moment. I wasn't expecting for you necessarily to come back, but I also knew how important it was for you to speak your truth. Mm-hmm. I could see that immediately, and I just knew that if I were in your place, I would feel very similarly. So I had a lot of compassion for what must be moving through your body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely my body is not cooperating as well as my mind, well, they're connected, but I definitely want to power through and my body's saying, slow down.
Yeah, take your time through this and heal.
But I try to completely delete myself from the internet, which is impossible to do, just a forewarning for anyone.
I can imagine, especially now.
I even went to Google and said, can you remove this? And they said, well, it'll take, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And so I'm going back, looking and realizing I've put this story out there.
Yeah.
And it's helped a lot of people and I should own it.
Yeah.
Even if it scares me, maybe especially because it does scare me.
Yes.
Like I said, I tried to hide. And I couldn't.
It makes you so much stronger, though, because you've traversed this, and anyone else who, especially with what is going on right now, we were just talking about off the air, what is going on in the world right now. We are so divisive when it comes to guns.
Yeah.
And such interesting timing because it touched you personally. I think it's really easy to sit on the pulpit and discuss what should be done when you don't have any personal experience with it. But even when you have personal experience with it, you should become a spokesperson. You should have the platform.
Yeah.
We do need to listen from you because more people need to know how much it's impacted you.
Hugely. Yeah, I've had 4 instances of gun violence in my life.
Have you really?
I have. This one was the most in my face because it was literally a gun in my face and on my husband's chest, which in that moment, I was so scared. But there was also peace in knowing that my life might be over.
Because why? Because of how you've lived it?
It was just a physical presence, I believe, which is a divine presence that helped me through that time.
Yeah.
I was in a historic home. I was up in a 2nd-story bedroom. There was a balcony, but no escape. So I ran around the room looking for where to go and realized there was nowhere to go and turned back to face the gunman, just like, here we go. This is it. This is the end. It wasn't the end. He ended up fleeing, thank goodness, and he was caught and we're still in court and all that. But in that moment, shock, I think, also helps you. I've broken both my arms, so I know that like physical shock will actually carry you through the most traumatic of events.
Yes.
So I try to remind myself of that, like, because I'm a very anxious person, so I might be scared of something happening, but I know that in the actual moment,
You're calm.
there's physical things that help you stay calm, and then I think there's higher things that help you stay calm.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, that's my most recent instance of gun violence. And then when I was traveling solo in 2023, I was shot at 4 times. I was alone in a rural Airbnb. I was outside in the hot tub, and a guy drove by and shot his gun twice, went by me, shot his gun again, it went by me. He turned around, yelled things, shot again and again. And I got out of the hot tub and I grabbed my things and I just fled out of there as fast as I could. There was no cell service where I was.
Oh my God.
I was alone. It took the police 4 hours to respond.
Yeah.
I was already back home.
Yeah.
And then that was it. They didn't really think it was a serious thing. But to me, it was very serious.
I can imagine living through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't say that my experience has been the same, but I've been attacked. And I also had about a 4-hour window where Portland police finally got back to me. So
yeah,
I'm not comparing stories by any means, but
we all have our own stories.
Yeah, though. But in the sense that I can relate and have been through something similar, not same.
Well, my first instance with gun violence, which I'm skipping over one, happened just down the street. I was a bartender.
When you were a bartender down the street?
I wasn't bartending. I was off the clock, but I had been at a club because I used to close down the clubs down here when I was younger. And
good for you.
Yeah, not anymore. I'm in bed by 9. But
me too, Renee.
Back in the day, I was out there. And I was walking. We would walk home. We'd walk over the bridge and everything, back to Southeast. And there was a group of people in a car, and we went to cross at a crosswalk, and they pulled a gun on us, and they said, "White people walk behind."
Wow.
And so we did, and then the car followed us all the way. We got to the steel bridge, and we ran across, and just like ran all the way home, basically. So that one was just kind of like, I don't know. I was too young to really understand.
Really? It didn't impact you?
No, I was bartending. I was bartending down here, and I bartended in Oregon City, and we just saw crazy stuff
all the time.
All the time.
Did you really?
Yeah. Like there was one night I was on the floor waiting, and this lady comes in and she said, "There's some new artwork in the bathroom," So I go into the bathroom, and a lady had painted with her feces over the entire bathroom. And I had to clean it up. And I remember going back out to a table. Of course, I bleached myself up and everything. And they're like, "Where have you been? We've been waiting for you." And I was like, I can't tell you I was cleaning up poop, and now I'm going to serve you your dinner.
Yeah.
But that was just a regular day at work down here, and that was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. Did you grow up in Portland?
I was born in Portland.
Okay.
I was born in Portland, and I lived here till I was 7. And then my mom had enough of the city and moved us very rural, so south of Sun River.
Okay, so that's why you're so familiar down in that area.
And then I moved back here as soon as I could in my late teens and early 20s, and just ran amok and worked in food service and went to lots of shows and rode the bus all around and went thrifting and was just a Portland kid. And actually, it was the recession of 2008 that sent me back home. I'd worked for Rogue Ales, and they fired everyone on the coast except for like 5 people, and they sent me out there to try and reform things. And I had my eyes opened to what it's like to bartend fishermen. Which was harder than what I was dealing with in Portland.
I'm sure.
I told you what I was just dealing with in Portland. So, I was 22. I wasn't quite prepared to handle the salt of the sea. It was the recession. I made $33 in a month. And when I was working here, I was making $300 and $500 a night.
Wow.
I was making a lot of money. So
wow.
I went back home. There was a big, great snowstorm. I called Rogue and said, "I'm not going to make it back." And a couple months later, I was pregnant with my child. I had been married. I got married really young at 21. So,
Same partner.
yep.
Okay.
We've been together 24 years.
Have you really?
Yeah, we met in high school theater.
How sweet is that?
That's Dave. He's great.
He is
And, you
great.
know, getting married that young, we've been through a
lot of things together. A
Yeah.
lot of things together. Yeah, I
But-
was married for 19 years and together for 22, and so I get that history. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
lot of history that you live with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's most of your life.
Yes. And then to choose to part ways after that amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, if I could have stayed, I would have stayed. And we won't get too much into that, but I will say that I was with somebody who was fairly abusive. So I tried to leave more than one time, and I kept giving them opportunities to work on it with me. And we did, to his credit, we did work on it. And we went to a lot of therapy and a lot of intensives and a lot of different things that would work for, a couple of months, long enough to bring me back into the relationship.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yes, it was very, very difficult to walk away from that.
It's
But
so
it was
hard.
also a grieving process that happened over a very long period of time. It was like most of my romantic relationships are very similar to like death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's kind of like my generational trauma that has been handed down, and it was most definitely being broken. That generational curse is most definitely being broken by me and my daughter. Yeah, it's very clear.
Is
as
that
Scorpios.
a pattern that has been
Yes.
in your family line?
Oh, yeah, especially with my grandmother. My grandmother was a vaudeville dancer and was in love with somebody that she couldn't marry. And yeah, that was from a wealthy family. And yeah, lots of stories like that in my both sides of my family. So yeah, very clear to me that there is something there.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, what a way to begin.
We got right into that.
Oh,
and
yes. What a way to begin.
I still have the fourth gun
Yes,
violence
please.
since we're going there,
Yeah.
which I think is something I haven't spoken about publicly out of respect. But my child's best friend committed suicide when they were 14.
Oh, wow.
Which impacted our small community,
Of course.
my child, and just our family.
Your family is so strong. I just met them off air, and you've all had to overcome so much.
Yeah, my husband broke his back 3 months before I broke both of my arms, which was the day that COVID began. I was in the hospital.
I saw that you were in the hospital, but I didn't remember that it was the day of COVID began.
Yeah, they were doing drills for this. They were calling it like the Wuhan virus back then.
I remember, yeah.
And then I got home and I'm like this, in casts. And there's an email from the school saying 2 weeks to slow the spread. We're going to close school. And of course, we know how that went.
We never went back.
We never went back.
Yeah, we never
went
went
to
back.
5th grade, 6th grade, and part of 7th grade remote. And then to have, see that impact on the kids.
Yes. Especially your child's best friend, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a critical age, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's already the hardest time for kids.
Yes.
And then what they went through
Yes.
with the pandemic and what they're still trying to recover from.
Oh, for sure. Those kids are going to be impacted for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Very similar to my daughter graduating from college the first year of COVID and never going back. As an artist. Yeah. So I have also seen how that has impacted them and their history. And I also deeply know that if our children weren't strong enough to overcome this, they wouldn't be here right now. But it is yet to be seen how that's going to impact them generationally. I think we're just starting to see the impacts of that. But We were talking, about the divisiveness of off camera. But yes, I think that the world is absolutely in a crisis right now. And I'm so sorry to hear how much. I mean, I'm sure that's just the tip of the iceberg as far as major crisis that has happened for you in your life, it sounds like.
Yeah, these I can kind of laugh at.
Yeah,
because
these are laughable.
These are laughable.
Just so we're clarifying that. These are laughable.
These are laughable because of a more traumatic event that I experienced in 2017 and 18, which is a major psychotic episode for me, which ripped open my mind. I now have a schizoaffective diagnosis. So that means that I have bipolar that swings very widely in either direction, even within a day's time. And I hear voices.
And did you always hear voices as far back as you can remember? And have the mood swings intensified over time?
Yeah. So the mood swings were definitely always with
there.
me. I was a very hot-headed little girl. So when I was very young, like a toddler, I used to hold my breath until I would pass out. And my mom actually took me to the doctor. And, the doctors back then.
Yes, I know the doctors back
didn't
then.
have anything to say about that. Make sure she doesn't hit her head. That was basically what they said, But I would...
Super helpful for your mom. Really supportive.
Yeah, very supportive.
Really
Lots
great.
of information there.
Super.
Yeah.
Really great on psychoeducation back then. Yes.
Yeah, and of course, there was no Google. There was no support or ways
There was
to find out.
Encyclopedia Britannicas that were like 10 years old on your shelf in your bedroom if you were lucky.
Which might have told my mother I was a psychopath. Nothing helpful. But yeah, so I was very hot-headed. I had big emotions, especially middle school. I asked to go to therapy.
Did you?
That was not okay, in
your family. It was not okay in mine either.
That was for crazy people. That was for families that did not have their stuff together. We were not going to admit a problem.
Same.
We were going to suck it up, and we were going to behave, and we were going to get straight A's.
That's right.
And perform, perfection.
Good,
outside.
Better, best.
Yes.
Never let it rest.
Yep.
Until the good is better and the better is best. My mom had me memorize.
Oh, my, yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Very similar. So,
Yeah.
So I stuffed it.
Wow.
And then,
I can't imagine stuffing that.
Yeah. 31 happens, 31, 32. And so as far as hearing voices, looking back, I've had prophetic dreams my whole life, especially surrounding natural disasters or like big events.
You know they're coming.
I know they're coming.
Yep.
Like the tsunami. I started having dreams about the big tsunami in 2002, 2003. Build. Hurricane dreams, like big disasters are always, I dream about them years in advance.
Yeah.
And I've heard voices sporadically.
Yeah.
Like when I got pregnant, there was definitely a voice that was like, and you're pregnant.
Yeah.
It was like, and you're pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the most intuitive time you ever are as a female.
And I think I
feel like it's like on blast.
Yeah. I definitely like things. It was an awakening for me, like having my child. But with this psychotic episode, it was like January 29th, 2018, it clicked in full blast. Like couldn't turn it off, never stop. Whoever's in there or wherever has commentary on every little thing I see, I do, I think. And it was out of control, but I've learned how to manage it now. And I can kind of turn it up or down.
Yeah, of course. With the right tools, I think it's manageable. I also think that Western medicine, oh my God, we're in diagnosis class right now in my counseling program. And I am like, I am in there with all kinds of beliefs that I can't say that everyone agrees with. Not everybody is against, but Western medicine has really tried to do, well, I should say, a bunch of psychiatrists with the DSM-5 have tried to diagnose a lot of things that I think make a lot more sense in the metaphysical realm. And I think Western science has tried so hard to put a diagnosis or a label on things that we can't understand or that we fear across history and across time.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
not surprised that the voices were there always and that your intuition was guiding you through your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that it got so loud you couldn't ignore it.
Yeah.
Especially when you are here to bring more light, when you're here to anchor more light and love and compassion into this world, which is so clear just through your energy, through what you share, through the things that you're dedicated to through just your voice. So not surprised you've had this history and things to overcome it all. But.
Yeah, I think everything that I have been through in my life, including the most recent break-in, was to give me experience and perspective to help others.
Yeah.
So my name is Renee Nicole. It means Reborn Victory of the People.
Is that what Nicole means?
Yeah, Nicole means Victory of the People.
Does it really? Because that's my middle name too, and my daughter's.
Yeah, Nike. So, wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
So I bring that up because ever since I was little, I've always been a card. I've been a lot. I was a stage actor at a very young age. But I was always like, I'm the reborn victory of the people, and I'm here to save people, and I'm here to be a leader and the president one day, and we'll just see, And of course, this, okay, Renee, those dreams, whatever. But
yeah, your family was like,
But then here we are. I'm in a studio speaking to an audience. So
yes,
it's not all that far off.
Nope.
And like I said, I did try to hide and delete myself, and I can't. So I'm just going to own it.
Good.
And see how far.
I love that.
See what we can get away with. That's a motto I heard. Like, if you're feeling like, if you have self-doubt or should I be doing this, just tell yourself, well, let's just see what I can get away with.
I love it, Renee. I love it. That's great advice.
It's just an experiment, really.
Isn't life an experiment? All of life?
I think so, yeah. A great science experiment.
Mm-hmm. We haven't touched on, we've touched on a lot of things I wanted to ask you anyway. I mean, you just dove right in, which is great. I had this great question, which I think it could be triggering or it might be really great for you, which is if you died but could come back to Earth for 5 minutes just to experience one last thing, what would it be?
It would be an experience with my child, like as a mom, I think a lot about my own childhood too, and being able to go back to a more simple time when all of my family was alive and all of my family got along together. Because they don't anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Alzheimer's that runs in my family.
Wow.
In fact, my grandmother just went into full-time care this last Wednesday, so 2 days ago.
I'm so sorry.
It's the second grandmother that we've put into a facility, and I've seen this, which is another reason why I speak publicly and document everything and write about everything. Yeah. I want it so I can read about my life when I forget it.
Same.
And to pass on to my children.
Me too.
But yeah, I would just probably want to experience a family event or a Christmas or something when we all were together and having a good time, and before the political division of our time. Yeah.
Like from childhood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Before Y2K, like the 90s, that beautiful, warm nostalgia. And I think it seems perfect because I was too young to be perceptive of it being anything else.
Yeah. Are you a millennial?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. I turned 40 in February.
Okay.
I was born in 85.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like 1994 probably would have been a great year. That was before my grandfather died. And
yeah. 1994 wasn't a bad year.
Yeah, and it just seems simple.
I mean, at the time, it was challenging for me, but yeah, I was in a different place in my life and older than you.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's important for our generations to work together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we need your help. Are you kidding me?
We need
can't,
each other.
we can't do it without you. We've been fighting the boomers for years.
No.
And this is as far as we got.
Well, it's so funny because being a millennial, I was told I didn't have the expertise and I was the low person on the totem pole. And now I'm completely gray. So if I'm not qualified by now,
I think you're fully qualified.
like,
I think you were always qualified.
Yeah, I think so
people
too.
were just trying to keep you small.
Yeah.
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 They can't do it anymore.
No. The world has changed in our favor in that way.
Yes.
Especially with social media.
Especially with social media. It is a curse and it's also a wonderful thing.
Yes.
It has connected me to so many people like you that I would not have had access to 20 years ago. Yeah. But at the same time, absolutely it is. It has some negative impact as well.
Absolutely.
Especially for spreading the wrong kind of information really quickly.
Really fast.
Really quickly.
Yeah. I have a lot of experience with the algorithm.
Do you?
Just because I like to test it. So I'm a tester. So I will.
So I should go to you for marketing experience.
Please, yes, because I obsess. So I'll put different spins on things just to see where it goes, and I'll put it up for a short amount of time to see, is this going to take off? Is this not? Yeah. And if it's at all political, if it is divisive, if it is engaging in the wrong ways, it's huge. And I'm monetized. So Meta wants to pay me to stir the pot. And I absolutely refuse
to stir the pot.
I won't do it. It's not my mission. Like I said, I spoke about Portland in a satirical way. I said life in hell,
Yeah, well, it has been compared as such.
Right.
So you were just taking words from the mouth of babes.
Right.
Is that this phrase? I think that's the phrase. I feel
like I've been through hell, so I can speak on it.
I've been through hell, so I can definitely speak on it. Yeah.
And I was born in hell.
Yeah.
And if I know anything about this city, it's that we have a sense of humor. And it's the only way that I've survived my own hell. And the only way we are going to survive is to be lighthearted. Mm-hmm. And so I did say images from hell, but I showed my work within the city, like working with the Royal Rosarians. And it's interesting because after I did that, the response was, will you do that more? Could you do that a little more?
Yeah.
Will you? I have a lot of conservation groups reach out to me. Will you fight for our forests? Will you fight for our coastlines? Will you fight for our rivers? And those things are all really, really important to me. And I want to, but then I say, well, will you have my back if I do? Because it's now a dangerous thing to do that.
It sure is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a very dangerous thing to do that.
Yes.
And you've come and brushed up so close to that, right?
Yeah.
And one of my questions earlier that I didn't want to interrupt you about was, has Portland always been this rough?
I think it ebbs and flows. Yes. Yes and no. If you go back to the founding of Portland and the Shanghai tunnels.
Oh, I know.
I mean, that was a rough time, right?
Yeah, it was. Yes.
We keep that underground for a reason.
I know you do.
And the underground still exists.
Yes.
Very much so. It was a rough time when I was a child. The streets were literally on fire. There were protests. There were sections. My parents used to drive around. They were bankers. They worked downtown.
Okay.
They had their own landscaping business around town. And we'd drive around, and I remember it was like, oh, there is a fiery protest. We are going to turn around. It's the late 80s. There was a lot going on. There was a recession then. There were no jobs. There was civil unrest.
Yeah.
A big reason why my family moved me as a little girl out to rural Eastern Oregon.
Just to keep you safe.
Keep me safe.
Yeah.
And of course I was like, I'm going back in. And then when I lived here in my early 20s, it was like Portlandia.
I know.
The dream is alive, right?
I know.
But there were still bad things happening.
Sure.
I just was too young and dumb to really be aware of it.
Yeah, you were above the fray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my first day at Rogue. We had to park in our own allotted parking garage, and our cook had gotten hit in the head with a pipe and carjacked. But he was still parking there, and that's where I was supposed to park and walk out with $300 to $500 of cash every
Totally
night by
safe.
myself, 2-3 in the morning.
Totally safe.
I invented a bum suit. So I actually took a big pea coat and I stapled garbage bags to it. And I had an old briefcase full of rocks. And I would just walk as fast as I could, just talking to myself. I was like, I'm just going to look crazier than the crazies.
You did not.
And that's how I did it.
Talk about creative.
I was just survival.
Yeah.
Because I was by myself in the middle of the night.
No one to protect you. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Portland has always had its issues. I haven't had any issues like that in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
There was a mace attack that happened at a opening of a hotel that I was working. I was doing marketing, so of course I didn't market that.
Right.
But there was a lady who was screaming, and she came up and she maced everybody in this line of people. She stopped at me, ran away. And,
That's because your guys were like, get the fuck up.
I was just like, what are you doing in my city? Don't do this. But I don't know. I had some feelings about that. I feel like she was agitating people on purpose.
Of course she was.
Yeah, I don't feel like she was as crazy as she was pretending to be.
Yeah.
Because I kind of connect to the crazy people, right? I have voices. So
yeah.
I a lot of times are hearing the same things that the people on the street are hearing,
Yes.
So what I noticed when I was in the psych ward and around a lot of people in active psychosis is we actually would connect and hear the same things,
right,
or hear what's going on in each other's minds and like say it out loud. And that's one of the things that really scares people about the metaphysical aspects of mental health. It's not something that we've studied with science. It's just a lot of fear, and a lot of fear around religion as well, because that's been the cure for years and years and years. It wasn't necessarily science.
And I don't know that it's worked all that well. But
no, it hasn't. So my own psychologist, he said that most people try to make sense of it with either religion or drugs. And neither.
Mine said the exact same thing.
Well, then it must be true.
Or they end up in prison.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is a total tangent, but I actually had genome testing done. I went to dual diagnosis rehab to find answers across the U.S.
Okay.
It was a military facility, actually, that opened up to civilians.
Wow.
So I got to work with military-trained psychiatrists and therapists. And they had me do genome testing, which is submitting your DNA. And I found out that I have a short allele, which means I process emotions differently. So I feel 30% more emotions than the average person because of this genome variation I have. So my brain floods with emotions, intuition, and then I'm quick to act on those emotions before logic. And so when people say you're too sensitive, it's like, yes, my body actually responds with sensitivity before logic.
That's what I was told my entire growing up.
How many of us have been told you're dramatic, you're too sensitive,
you're hysterical, calm down,
crazy girl,
you're too much,
you're
way too much.
No, science says I actually process things differently.
Good.
And there are more genome.
I'm glad you got that validation.
Yeah, I know. I have that piece of paper.
Yeah.
And there's actually more genome variations I have that they haven't studied. And I think study those. Because that's where we're going to find out that people are psychic. Yep. And we're going to figure out that it's actually in our genes,
DNA.
our DNA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a hot topic.
I think it's awesome. I love that we're talking about this. And did that diagnosis help you?
It's funny. So I am not my diagnosis.
Of course not.
Nobody is.
Yeah.
It gave me validation.
Mm-hmm.
Even my own father called me a narcissist and said I was acting out for attention.
Wow.
When I was
not even going to touch that.
Yeah, in the psych ward. I love you, Dad. He actually had cancer after that and almost died. So his perspective has changed a lot.
I'm sure it has.
Hugely.
Cancer is about hating yourself, by the way.
Yeah. I do believe that cancer grows from hate and rage and stress, and
generally speaking, your own. Yes.
Yeah.
Hate of a part of you.
Yeah.
That's why it ends up in that particular area.
Yeah. And his generation, we talk about what our parents didn't have, what my parents' parents didn't have for any type of
boomers,
knowledge.
Right?
So my parents are boomers.
Okay.
And then my dad is the only son of a World War II veteran.
Okay.
He was an older father and very scarred by the war.
I can imagine.
He was in 188 hand-to-hand combat battles. 169 left, 13 came back. My grandfather has a book about him. Like,
your family has gone through a lot of trauma like mine.
You just don't show emotion. Yeah. And so my dad is not, he doesn't have.
Mine doesn't either.
Emotional, what's the word? Intelligence, yeah. He's a very intelligent man.
I was being gentle. Yeah.
So,
not a lot of empathy for himself, probably, or for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And just not naturally.
Yeah.
But so having a diagnosis, which he has denied, or you don't have that, nothing's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And it isn't necessarily about having something wrong with me. It's that this is a way I identify myself, and it gives me a path so that I can learn skills to manage it.
Yep.
Because it was completely unmanaged and my life was falling apart and nothing was working.
Yeah.
And after working with professionals, my life is now successful.
Isn't that funny how that works? Yeah. When you trade in tools and you get better tools, you get better at being you.
Yeah.
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 I think that's the moral to the story. Yeah.
Yes.
And again, back to your soul path, you wouldn't have been able to handle this family had you not been you.
No. No. I was born into my family for a reason.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we have that in common, which is why your story spoke so much to me.
Yeah. Well, we're not alone.
No.
We're
Not the only ones.
Alone. I believe that there's a lot of us who were born, I think, starting in the 70s and the 80s, were called the indigo children.
Yep.
Have you heard that?
Yeah.
And then our children are called the crystals.
Yep.
And we're literally put into place like grids on a map to help
anchor the light
and to awaken people and to share these stories, to break generational curses and to usher in a better, more loving, peaceful time.
Yes.
We're just caught in the downfall right now.
Yes, we are. Oh my God, I feel like I'm in the Coliseum.
Maybe it is hell.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's see. Where shall we go? There's so many places that we could. We've talked about so many things that I already was going to ask you about. So let me just look through really quick and see if there's anything that we haven't touched on yet. Okay, so how has sharing your story publicly shifted your relationship with yourself and with your community? Oh
my goodness. I've grown so much.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I've always been, so I'm both shy and outgoing. I'm an introverted extrovert.
You're an ambivert.
Yes. So I loved the stage. I've always acted, singer, dancer. I've tested for Disney twice when I was little.
Did you?
I did the Mickey Mouse Club, and then That's So Raven, which is a psychic show. It was actually called Absolutely Psychic when I tested for it.
No way.
I was supposed to be Raven's sidekick.
Oh my goodness.
But I wasn't thin enough.
Oh.
Because it was 2002.
In Hollywood.
In Hollywood. And I was very thin then. Anyway, so I had a lot of insecurities. And I didn't know how to use my voice, especially after I got out of high school and kind of got into the real world. And I was a bartender and I started drinking a lot. And drinking really was not good for my self-esteem at all.
Not for mine either.
Yeah. Young mom.
Just saying that for anyone listening.
Yeah. It's a depressant.
Anyone that has, a little bit of insecurity, probably not great.
Yeah. And
but I was trying to mask. Yes.
Yeah. Sensitivities, just trying to fit into this world, trying to have liquid courage and all of that. And so I was really in my bubble. I had started Wild Oregon Girl after I left food service. I was a new stay-at-home mom, wasn't doing theater anymore.
You have 2 children or
just
one?
Just
okay.
one. Yeah. I've lost several pregnancies, but I have one baby. So I started blogging because I wanted a resume of some sort and just because I have to do something creative. And then I ended up going through psychosis and I shut everything down. And for 18 months, I was not present online. I did not create. I couldn't. I was just drawing. I was drawing everything that was happening to me in my room.
Wow.
Alone.
Do you have all of those drawings still?
Yeah. I have a stack of journals like this of everything. And I was channeling things too, which were all very political. So I have these journals that someday I'll release. But they're
Please do.
They're crazy. I mean, they're schizophrenic journals. They're crazy. But I can go back now and say, look, this happened.
Yeah.
Especially things with our current administration.
Of course.
That like COVID, I knew COVID was coming.
Yeah.
There's an illness. There's an illness coming. It can kill a man in 10 days. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. So when I went to dual diagnosis rehab, my therapists were like, you have to share your talents with the world.
Yes.
And you can do it through social media. We're therapists and we don't recommend social media, but with the right tools and boundaries in place, you can use this to help others. So I opened my account again on the plane home. And that was in late 2019. So I came home the 1st of November 2019. My husband broke his back 30 days later.
Oh my God.
I broke both my arms and COVID began. And so I was stuck at home and I was just posting and gathering friends in DMs and stuff because I hadn't gone viral yet. So I had friends in the darkness, which are still my friends. But then in 21, I went viral and I started to grow and my confidence started to grow. I started getting invited to things and meeting with foundations and media groups and going on TV. And all of a sudden, like with everything I overcame, because I had anxiety doing all of it. But everything
That's what I tell people. I'm like, this is
yeah.
never comfortable.
No.
Never comfortable.
You have to just do it scared because that fear transmutes into your own power once you get through it.
And I feel like, I don't know about you as a feeler or a sensitive, but I also help other people transmute their nervous energy too. I notice that I sweat a lot yes.
Yeah, that used to happen to me when I was working in restaurants. I would go up to a table and I would just sweat bullets out of nowhere and I would have to excuse myself. And now I know
you were transmuting their energy.
They're going through something and usually they would end up telling me their life story anyway. I'm one of those people. But now I know what it's about.
Yes.
So to answer your question, my confidence has grown, my mission has grown, my purpose, like my deeper purpose. I really feel more at ease in life because my generation was taught, like, you got to go to college, you got to get this degree, you got to have this job, you got to have this house, this car, all these status symbols, right?
Yeah.
And my life didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
I got into an Ivy League school, but I couldn't afford it. The war had just broken out like a few months before, so there was all this. Just, I was supposed to go up to Seattle. My family's like, no, you're not going to Seattle.
Yeah. You were off on your timing too.
Yeah.
Me
so
too.
I was super depressed. Why don't I have a degree? Why don't I have a master's? How come I don't get to travel abroad like all my peers? I'm such a loser. I'm stuck at home. Oh my gosh. Now I'm a stay-at-home mom. I guess I'll start a blog so that I do something. And then it turned into this. And I'm looking at it going, well, okay, I feel better because I'm doing something. But I'm not just making a lot of money. I'm not just a stage actress and famous for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't own a restaurant, so, because that was one of my goals too. I'm helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
And even with like what I post now, it's travel content, a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I try to make sure it has like a deeper purpose. It's empowering or uplifting.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can't not help in everything I do.
Yeah, because that's at the heart of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What part of yourself are you still healing?
A lot of things I don't talk about.
No pressure.
Yeah, no, a lot of things. There's some generational trauma with around my grandmother's line.
Okay.
About people pleasing.
Uh-huh.
My great-grandmother, who passed away 2 years ago at 98, she married when she was 15, a man twice her age, kind of through the church. And before she knew it, she had 6 children in like 9 years. And there were miscarriages in there too. So just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
My grandmother, the oldest granddaughter, raised her younger siblings, took on so much, is still in a relationship that was not kind to her. I don't want to say too much because he might see this, but my grandfather's not a kind man.
Yeah.
And he's been very controlling of us. And so, and then, I have the issues with my dad, just not being very emotionally like open. So I am trying to heal the part of me that wants to cross those bridges for them and like go the distance for them.
Yeah.
And like, I will show up exactly how you want and I will be perfect and I will wear a dress, which I like to wear dresses.
I do too.
It's expected from my grandfather. You only show up looking a certain way and you have to be conservative and you have to vote this way and you have to believe this way. And I don't. I'm the one in the family who doesn't vote the way that everybody else does.
Me too.
Yeah, and that's just been really hard in the last 5 years.
Yes.
It didn't used to be such a big deal, but now it's huge.
Yeah.
So I am trying to stand up for myself and be my unique self and stand up for what I believe in, even though it feels dangerous.
Yeah.
And it feels ostracizing.
Yeah.
And I'm also trying to heal a bit of a broken heart from during my psychotic episode. There was a friend who I lost, who I haven't been able to speak to since. And it's really important to me that maybe I could speak to that person again one day, but I've also had to realize I don't think I can.
Yeah.
And so that eats me up a lot. I know it seems like a little thing, but
well, it depends on who the person was to you.
Is somebody I love dearly.
Yeah.
But that episode.
So I'm sure that feels like a pretty large betrayal.
Yeah, and it's something I couldn't really explain what happened. Maybe they'll see this. I don't know. So that that hurts still. I have just a lot of like worry about being a mom and like how quickly it's gone by.
It does go really quickly.
And so I get really sad about that. But I've worked on that. Those feelings aren't as big anymore. But mostly it's about just learning to love myself and healing like a lot of body issues too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, growing up in the 90s and early 2000s. And I've been 100 pounds this way and that way.
Sure.
And unhealthy both ways.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always working on that and like loving myself and being okay expressing myself. Like I wear sparkly shoes today.
They're
because
so cute. They're
I
the first
love
thing I
them.
noticed when you
Yeah,
were
I was
walking
like-
towards me. I was like, oh, you go, Dorothy.
I
You
was
do
like,
it.
I need to do this. So I always wore red ruby slippers when I
Did
was a little
you?
girl. Yeah, I got a new pair every year for my birthday. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear my sparkly shoes. I'm gonna wear them to the Pittock Mansion because I want to take a picture there. And I felt so self-conscious, you know,
Did
because
you?
no one else is wearing heels, and I thought, you know what?
People in Portland don't dress up. It
I know,
drives me
it's
crazy.
I'm going to honor, you know, the Pittock Mansion because of the humanitarian work that
That you-
the
you-
founders
yeah,
do,
have done.
and I do. You know,
Mhm.
working with the Royal Rosarians and the Rose Parade, and Mrs. Pittock was involved with the suffragettes, and so it's like, okay, I want to dress up for this moment, and I'm going to do it if people look at me, whatever. And it's just like posting, right? Like I'm scared to death every time I post. I know there's a lot of scrutiny and a lot of public opinion, but
and
I do it anyway.
whiplash. Yeah.
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 And it leaves you so vulnerable. Each time, I don't think people realize, like, I don't have even close to the following that you do. And sometimes when I post something that's super vulnerable, I'm like, who is going to have something to say about this? I know someone's going to have something to say about this. Probably more than one person. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And as intuitives, we feel that.
Totally.
I swear I can feel someone being like, that girl, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
or just getting attention that I don't even really want to get into, right?
Yeah.
You know, someone feeling like they need to save me. So they now, you know, are in love with all of the posts that I've done for the last 30 posts or whatever. And you go to your Instagram and you're like, wow, that's a lot of hearts.
It's a lot. I know.
What is going on all of a sudden? I can't even imagine viral.
I can't.
I can't even imagine viral. What was that like for you?
It was crazy.
I
so
bet.
when it was one particular post that did it for me, that I had a body of work for people to connect to. So that's why I got followers and not just likes.
Yeah.
But it was a funny reel. It was a voice overlay of Smith Rock State Park that said, "These are rocks. These are fucking rocks. Would you look at these rocks?" And it went like 2 million views, and I got 8,000 followers in a weekend. And we were traveling. We were on the Oregon coast. It's my favorite place. And we were staying in a little cabin. And I had actually deactivated my account a month earlier because I was like, I am done. This is never going to happen. Because I really did want a platform.
Sure.
I didn't want to admit that to anybody, but I wanted to be like the bird's papaya. I was like, she's making a difference. She makes me feel better about my body. She's speaking to women. I want that so badly. And so this post went off, and I'm sitting up in this cabin, and I'm trying to respond to like every comment because I don't know how to handle this. And meanwhile, my husband is out back building a bonfire, and he broke a stick on his leg like this, and it splintered and it sliced this part of his hand. And so we ended up going to the hospital.
Oh my God.
And it was like Halloween time, and he's getting stitched up, and it's still close enough to COVID that I'm not allowed to go in there. And there was a lady whose husband had been put in an ambulance because he had COVID, and he was being taken to Eugene, and they didn't let her know any information. And the guy had their car keys and their hotel keys. And so she was stuck and stranded at the hospital. So I'm concerned about this lady. I'm concerned about my husband. I'm going viral. And
It's all at once.
It's
Everything
just chaos.
all at once.
Yeah.
Everything all at once. I have used that phrase so many times in my life.
Yeah. It literally went
It
from
feels like a dam breaks sometimes in your life, and you're like, what? Am I being punked right now? What is going on?
Yeah. It was insanity. And it hasn't stopped since. I mean, I've been in the top 10% of Instagram accounts for engagement for a long time.
Good for you.
So I have millions of views, not as many followers, but that's okay. People are watching and they're paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
And I found that actually as my account grew, it's like people were less likely to
follow you
and comment and engage. But I know they're watching because I can see the metrics. So it's kind of a crazy thing.
What do you think about that?
It's weird.
Do you think that people like to hide what they know or who they follow?
Yeah.
And then they just go and check your account?
Yeah, I think,
To see what you're up
maybe
to?
they don't want to be associated with me or like admit to that or, I mean, influencer, I hate that word, but there's a lot of.
You are an influencer.
I am. I'm a positive influence.
You are influencing the world in great ways. And thank God we have you.
Yes, we'll go with that. But yeah, there's a lot of negativity around that phrase and around a lot of practices.
Oh, for sure. I don't feel like you. How about this? I don't feel like you abuse that privilege. How about that?
So with my psychosis, and voices coming on for me.
Yeah.
I literally cannot like lie or be bad because the voices will yell at me. They will. So even if I wanted to be a little bit sneaky and be like, I'm going to rage bait or I'm going to lie a little or I'm going to bend the truth.
You can't do it.
I can't. I'll be tortured in my brain if I do. So, I really feel like I've been put through the fire to be put into place to be a good person.
Me too.
And not everybody's going to understand that.
No.
Like, what do you mean you have a moral system that you adhere to?
Yeah.
Why? When you can get ahead doing everything sleazy and nasty.
I've had somebody say, "Oh yeah, I forgot. You're all about love, not hate. No hate for you."
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
thank you.
And yes.
Yes.
And there's something wrong with that, right? Yeah.
In this world, it's very rare to operate from a place of love unconditionally because.
Yeah.
A lot of people will hide even behind new age practices or love and light or there's
spiritual bypassing.
There's a lot of things that I've seen where it's like that's not it.
Yeah.
That's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all out there on the internet.
It sure is. And you're about as real as it comes. That's what I love about you and your story and how vulnerably you share it. I mean, it's like literally pinned your very first Instagram post. And so like, how can you miss it with you unless you're just really trying not to pay attention on purpose? But like you've put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And I have too. Like if you go to my website, you get to see who I truly am. And I think I'm fairly vulnerable about it anyway, but
I think all of my success has come from that.
Yes.
From the authenticity, from the connection.
Yes.
And that's something I learned in rehab and the psych ward and the AA rooms. Actually, I've been in over 150 meetings and I've led a lot of meetings. I don't necessarily agree with the AA.
Me neither.
I don't like saying I am an alcoholic
because
whatever follows after I am is a very powerful thing.
Yes, it
is. And if you look at the roots of AA, anyway, but what I learned from all of that is we need an icebreaker. We need somebody who's willing to look the fool and say, hey, I'm an F up. Hey, I am crazy. Hey, I have these dreams or these visions, or I was, addicted to this or that. And
of course,
if you have one person who's willing to start that conversation, everybody else feels free.
Totally.
And And I think that's kind of an acting class thing too, because I had to audition competitively to get into programs. And so it was like, I had to be the first one on the floor making up a scene.
Yep.
So I'd already been through acting and, I already was used to looking really dumb. So, well, I'll just look dumb to help others.
I was also on stage for different reasons, but yeah.
Oh
and then I had a last name that started with an A.
Oh, me too.
Did you? Yeah,
Anderson.
okay, yeah, you did. I changed mine. I changed
kept
mine
mine.
through marriage, and then I changed it again. But yeah, I had one that was really hard to pronounce, and then I was always first. Always first for everything. Were you always 1st in line? First to go up in front of the class?
Yeah.
Yes, I always called on.
There was finally a double A one year, like Andreessen or something, and I was like, "Oh, how dare you! I'm number one."
Hilarious. Okay, let's see. Okay. We were going to get into some of the social aspects of you do. And we can talk about that, but I feel like we should talk more about your story if you're okay with that. How do you feel about talking about what it was like to go through your psychotic break and or what it was like to be in a psych hospital?
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable talking about either of those
let's
things
do
or
it.
sharing any of that with us?
I kept a journal of every single day that I was in.
Did you? Is that
I
what
did.
kept you sane?
Well, I was just journaling anyway. I couldn't stop myself.
Sane.
Yeah, I know,
sorry,
right?
I didn't mean that. I really did not mean that. I mean, like, is that what kept you in a rhythm or a routine of like?
It was an outlet.
Processing of what you were going through.
It was just an outlet for the extreme situation I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the things that I was writing were injustices within the system because I was thinking even then, like,
you could
this
see
needs
it
to
firsthand.
change. Yeah.
Firsthand.
Yeah.
That's why I love that you're talking about this.
I was you're thrown in to a facility that's extremely underfunded.
Yep.
That's run down.
Yep.
That's limited. I was in Bend where there's 12 beds. I think there's 24 beds. There's 12 for a 12 boy and girl. And it's the only facility east of the Cascades, and it also services all the way down into like Humboldt County.
Yep.
And all the way out to Idaho. So it's overcrowded. You're in there with people who cannot be held in prison because they're crazy and violent and offenders. You're in there with a grandma who just tried to kill herself, a young boy who just tried to kill herself, me, a young mom new to psychosis. So everybody is thrown in there all at once, and we're given tools. They just want us to stabilize. What I found out is if you don't stabilize, you get shipped off to the state hospital. Mm-hmm. So I had to learn really quick to seem okay because I did not want to be thrown in there.
Yeah.
And you can go in there indefinitely, without a jury. Mm-hmm. A doctor gets to decide your fate.
And your family too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your family. Well, the reason why
you're in touch with your family, if your family has anything to do with it.
The reason why I was committed is because of something my mom said. I was in the hospital. I was in psychosis. They weren't truthful with me. They said, our hospital is full right now. We don't have a bed for you, but we have an alternative facility where you can get some rest, and we think it would be great.
Oh, wow.
And they handed me the clipboard, and as I was signing, the voices in my head said, you better watch what you're signing. You better watch what you're signing. And I committed myself. And then upon review, they said, well, we asked your mom if you might have a suicide risk. And she said it's possible. So we're going to do a psychological hold for 7 days, a 5150. So I couldn't get out. I tried to escape.
I'm sure you did.
I got through one passageway, and then they came at me with 2 giant syringes and a police officer. And they said, you will
go back.
Yeah, if you will get these syringes. And I had seen it already. They had given syringes to other people and then shipped them to another facility, and they would wake up there away from their family, not knowing what was going on. And so I tried to behave more than I tried to heal.
I know that feeling. I did that in my women's correctional facility that I was in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just, if
You learn really quickly.
really quickly.
Do I want to leave? And if I do, what do I need to do in order to leave?
Exactly. It doesn't become about what's actually wrong.
Nope.
What's going on?
Yep.
How can I get help?
Yep.
It's how quickly can I hide everything and get the heck out of here?
And get the target off my back.
Yeah.
Don't bring any attention to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
do not-
cause any issues.
Yeah.
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 Don't talk about delusions.
Don't need anything.
Yeah. They wanted to medicate me.
I got medicated.
Yeah.
I was given, I mean, nothing serious, thankfully. I was given mandatory medication for migraine because I received a migraine and started violently throwing up. And so they gave me aspirin on an empty stomach and demanded that I take it. And then I was made to take that repeatedly throughout the time that I was there. Yeah, so you get on the list and you learn really quickly, like, this is not even a choice. Like, I wasn't given a choice. I don't have a migraine anymore, and you still want me to take this on an empty stomach, which was the problem in the first place. Like, it's crazy making.
Yeah.
If you weren't already feeling a little bit crazy.
Oh, the psych ward will make you crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fluorescent lights, the itty bitty bed with
how
one
people
sheet.
care about you because
yeah.
they don't care about you.
Yeah.
I feel like the worst people stay in that environment to help, unfortunately.
Yeah. There was one good nurse. She's also a psychic. She's a tarot reader in town, and she's a wonderful person. And she spoke to me off the record about past lives and things that could come through and being a channel. And it was like, okay, somebody gets it.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of texts that were just downright rude to me. Yeah, just awful.
Yes.
I got out of there and I started calling lawyers for psychiatric malpractice, like right off the bat. And of course, no one was going to take that case.
Yeah.
Yeah, against a big giant hospital with lots of money. And I'm a crazy person.
Of course. No. Yeah.
So that was my first experience. And then I knew that I needed to get to the root of what the issue was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I looked for a facility that I could go to here in Oregon. I found one on the coast. It was women's only, and it was awful. I lasted 2 weeks before they basically told me to leave.
Wow.
That I was being... I was a problem being there.
You're a problem.
I was a problem because
you seem like a problem.
I was.
Were you challenging them?
I was.
Yeah.
I was challenging the conditions, how we were being treated.
You're being honest.
Yeah, there was a lot of eating disorder talk at the tables, which is you're going to find that in every women's facility.
Yeah.
And I brought that up. Can we address this? I'm in recovery for eating disorder. That was a problem. Me bringing it up. It was supposed to be women's only, and there was male nurses, and we were being taken to a gym with men, and so that was a problem. You know.
How dare you stand up for your rights?
So I had asked for psychiatric care, and it took 12 of the 14 days before I could see a psychiatrist, and I was paying almost $2,000 a day to be there.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's 12 days of wasted time that I'm paying cash for because I wasn't in network.
Yeah.
And so, they asked me to leave. It was also a feeder program from the jail. So people were there as part of diversion, and they didn't want to be there. So they weren't going to take the program seriously. The program was mostly AA worksheets.
Yeah.
And it was like, this isn't right for me.
Yeah.
Which is why I did a lot of research, and I found the facility to go to in Florida.
Okay, it was in Florida.
3,000 miles away.
Okay.
And what I had to do intake when I went there, and my psychiatrist said, Renee, you're 3,000 miles away from home. Why would you come here? And I said, there's no facilities in Oregon, not
like
even
this
on the West Coast, that does dual diagnosis rehab, where you're looking at the root cause of the issue, and you also have an emphasis on psychiatric care. So someone who has schizophrenia could have any help at all.
Yeah.
And so that's how I was able to get it paid by with insurance, is because it just doesn't exist on the West Coast.
Yeah. Good for you for advocating for yourself.
It was hard. And it was really hard to fly across the country by myself.
Of course, because you're close to your family.
Extremely close. I'm an only child, very protective, conservative family. It was like, 1, you don't have anything wrong. Just get over it. And 2, you can't leave the state. 3, you can't leave your family. What are you doing? You're a mom.
Yeah.
You have responsibilities.
Yeah.
But what I tell everybody is it's more important that mom is happy and healthy and sane, and I can be the best mom possible. If I have to take 30 days off to get to that, that's pretty tiny compared to,
the lifespan.
struggling.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure that your child appreciates that you went.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I was fully transparent with everything mom was doing. There was back and forth and, mom's got this stuff going on. And I feel really good about that decision, to be totally honest, especially what would come later on with my child losing their best friend.
Right.
We already have that open, trusting dialogue about mental health and about how we can be proactive about our mental health, and that it isn't a shame. And so that was a super huge positive.
Yeah.
I see my time at Five Palms was super, super, it was life-changing. It was productive. I still have gripes about it.
Nothing's perfect.
Yeah, especially they over-medicated me. They put me on such a heavy dose of Seroquel. It's not even legal in Oregon.
Oh, wow.
I had physical... I still have issues. So I had tardive dyskinesia, which is where you have uncontrollable muscle tics, drool on yourself.
Wow.
Sleep apnea. I gained 65 pounds.
Wow.
Like, I was gaining a pound a week for a year, just no matter what I did. Memory loss, horrible memory loss. I couldn't write. I just turned into a zombie. So I did their protocol for 18 months. It did stabilize me, but then it turned really bad. The suicidal thoughts were awful on the medications.
The point of medication is not long term.
Right.
The point of medication was always for crisis.
And that's what I asked my psychiatrist. I said, is this a Band-Aid? Is this something I have to take for the rest of my life? Or is this just to stabilize me? And she said, most people take it for the rest of their life.
God, it would have dimmed you so.
Oh, yeah. I was just a little marshmallow on the couch drooling on myself. And I remember, these horrible thoughts started. These suicidal thoughts started. These thoughts of where I didn't like anybody anymore. Like, I would go to the grocery store and I'd be like, ugh, I hate her clothes, or that person's stupid, or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't think like that. That's not how... Normally I'm like, I love her dress. Oh my God, they're so unique. Like, oh, that person's great. And then I had the thought, and this was the day I quit my medication, don't ever make art anymore. You've made enough art in your life. You're done. And I was like, so... When I got into art school, my essay was that my life is my greatest art piece.
Yeah.
Like, everything I do is art. Life is art. So for this thought to come in and say, you've done enough, you're done.
It wasn't your own.
It wasn't my own. That was it. I quit cold turkey. I got really, really sick.
I bet you did.
Dangerously sick. Do not quit psychiatric medication cold turkey.
Yeah.
But I did call my psychiatrist, and he gave me gabapentin to step down off label. And that got me through. But I was so sick.
When was this?
This was 2020, July of 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. In the midst of COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a time.
I was completely sober, which was awesome. But yeah, really sick. I had rebound psychosis, horrible.
I'm sure you
just
did.
really bad. But I knew what psychosis was at that point.
So it
I
wasn't,
just,
you weren't afraid.
yeah, I wasn't afraid. I would just go and get in the shower and I would say, all right, voices, what do you want to say?
What do you need me to know?
What is it? I'm not scared of you anymore.
Good for you.
And basically what they told me is if you devote time to speaking to us every single day, and if you use those words like for good, then we won't scare you into submission anymore. Because they would yell at me when I would do bad things. Like if I was jealous, if I was being greedy, if I wanted to tell a lie or something, is when these voices would yell at me.
Yeah.
And when I changed my behavior and my thoughts, it was like, oh, good job.
Well,
good
you're
job.
a channel. You're an oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You were just ignoring that.
Yeah, I was. Because it wasn't allowed.
They were like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you get away with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we certainly aren't going to let other people medicate you so that you can't speak.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's not allowed.
Okay, let's see. What else? And let me check the time. Okay. Who are the people who uplift you the most right now?
Certainly my family, my husband, and my child. You know,
your husband has been through a lot with you.
Yeah, we've been through a lot, and we had been separated before my psychotic episode.
Oh, really?
We were actually separated for 9 months, like not even living in the same household anymore.
Really?
And so it was hard having a immature marriage and becoming early parents. And
I can imagine
his work. So he went from being a printer, and I worked in food service, and I paid all our bills and made all our money up until we had our child. And then he studied and got into the tech world, and I became what's called a tech widow. And his career rose, which is awesome. And I was 100% supportive. I was like full trad wife, like cook everything from scratch. Everything is clean. Everything is done. Everything is perfect. His career. And then like I started to have this awakening, and it was like, this isn't working for me.
Yeah. And so, I'm not supposed to sit in the shadow.
Yeah. And so we actually had split up because I was having these psychotic symptoms before the full-blown episode, and we were fighting. There were lots of fights about religion because I grew up very conservative Christian, and he's not. He doesn't believe in that. He just believes in something different. Mm-hmm. And so I was fighting about that. I was fighting about, our roles and about being alone and all of these things. And we split up. And it wasn't until after my episode, and we ended up getting back together, because he was like, I realize something's going on with you, and I want to work through it. But then also the psychosis changed me.
I'm sure it did.
And I started to become myself and express myself and be an independent woman, and not just play into this role that my grandmother had done, that my mother had done, everyone before me had done. I just became me, and our relationship like clicked. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is, when we fell in love, I was, doing my own thing. He was doing his own thing. And that's what we do now, but we do it, in support of each other.
Good.
Yeah. And he also works from home now, and has since I went to rehab. And so I'm not alone all day anymore. And he's also not in that
field
environment, which is not always a great environment.
No, not supportive.
So, my greatest support system is definitely my husband and my child. And then just my own relationship with myself and these guides. Mm-hmm. I mean, I try to find what I need from within, because I think it's there, and we all have it within.
For sure.
Yeah.
Some of us are more in tune with that, or want to be more in tune with that. But yeah. I always tell people, I don't do anything magic. You can do this too.
Yeah, everybody can.
Everybody has access to this.
Yeah, we're
It's
just not taught anything, so we
no.
don't know.
And we don't know how to practice it either.
No.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of tools available. There's a lot more
There are now.
especially with social media and
Yes.
the lifting up of voices that have been suppressed for
Yes.
generations. But I also find a lot of inspiration just from nature and the natural world.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
Yeah. Like, so rainbows are my thing. I always ask to see a rainbow, like if I'm scared. And sometimes I'll see them in the sky, but since the break-in, they've come in different ways. And I think it's to be like that I need to be more trusting. Like, so we were driving over yesterday and I wanted to paint my nails. And I put on their little holographic stars.
They're so cute.
And as I was painting them, they were shooting rainbows in the car. And I was like, look at this. I'm getting dazzled up. And the universe is saying everything's going to be okay. You're putting your sparkle shoes on and your sparkle nails on. And because of that, we're going to light the path for you.
Yeah.
So that's where I find my inspiration.
So I bet you see a lot of signs all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything connects. Music
Yep.
is huge.
Numbers.
Birds. Butterflies.
I was just talking to the birds this morning.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel a little bit like Snow White.
Yeah. My husband's like, oh, you're just a Disney princess. There's these ravens it's a family of ravens, and they took interest in me actually a little bit before psychosis, so almost 10 years ago, and they follow me from my house to the gym. They fly and they yell and they're outside every time I'm playing with my dogs. And so it's like back in the day, if I were a witch and I were trying to hide it.
Yep. You can't
go
hide.
away, birds.
Yeah.
Trying to be a low key here.
Incognito.
Yeah. Don't need all these ravens surrounding me.
Yeah, I find that the more sensitive you are, the more you do not deny your abilities or your connection with the spirit realm. It's impossible for the spirit realm to not recognize you. I mean, animals I'll be walking down the path in the middle of a conversation on a hike with a friend, and a dog will just stop what it's doing and start walking towards me. And it's like, I'm not even talking towards the dog. The dog is like, oh, hi, I need to know you.
Hello, I know you can know me.
Yes.
So last night, actually, at Edgefield, which is an old poor farm, lots of energy there.
Lots of energy.
Lots.
So cool to go to. But
amazing
also,
place. We were waiting for our Uber and we found this little alcove and we were sitting in it, and I had checked it out before, and then all of a sudden I looked down and there was a rat and it was dying, and it had come up to me and it kept looking at me and being uncomfortable, and then laying down and dying some more, and then it died right there in front of us. And it was like this rat came up to me to die. And it was such a sweet little rat soul.
Oh my gosh.
It was like, oh gosh. So after I went through psychosis, I studied theology, and I became a minister of no religion, because I wanted to help people transition through life and death and psychosis, because I'd been so close to those things throughout my life. And it was just the rat kind of reminded me of that. I sat with my great grandmother when she passed, and it's interesting because she had Alzheimer's, but it was like I could connect with her and I could hear her thoughts.
Of course you could.
As she was going. She's very concerned about her eldest daughter. So yeah, animals.
Do you think that you'll do more of that work in the future?
I will. I wanted to do it immediately.
A death doula?
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to do it immediately starting in 2020. Like, I was right out of the gate, like, let's do this. But then COVID, of course.
Slowed you down a little.
And it was like, I don't think I can go work in hospitals right now. And also, I was too young in my knowledge of dealing with psychosis because it's almost catching and it can be those lines cross over. And so if I'm helping people who are in crisis, I want to make sure I'm really stable so that I can help them, but it also doesn't put me back into crisis.
Yeah, of course.
And I also have promises to my child that I will be fully present and not take on a full-time career until school's over. I definitely have a full-time career, but I'm in charge of it, you know?
Yeah.
If I am signing up for hours that someone else dictates, I'm not going to do that for 2 more years.
Okay.
If I can help it, you know, if I'm so lucky.
What grade are they in?
Junior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So closer.
Very
closer.
close.
Yeah. Okay. Lots of decisions for them in the next couple of years.
Lots of decisions
Especially
for all
in
of
this
us.
world. Oh my God.
I know. That's part of why we're here. We're looking at colleges. We're looking at cities. We were just up in Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just trying to navigate
I
this
know.
big world.
It is a big world.
Yeah.
So much is going on. Okay. You talked about that. Sorry, I'm pausing. What are you willing to fight for and why?
Oh my God. I want to fight for, if I could be Robin Hood or a pirate and
steal from the rich and give to the poor,
steal the power and give it back to the people.
Okay, I love that for you.
That's like my crazy delusion, right? That I can.
Why is that crazy?
Because it hasn't been done yet, I guess. Okay. To see where we are in this world, politically, socially, and to somehow be a figure that awakens people and empowers people so that they know that they have the wisdom within, they have the strength within, they have the talents within to overcome these corrupt systems that we've been stuck in. You know, we don't need a college degree. We don't need a big house. We don't need a lot of money. We don't have to buy into a fraternity or a sorority. You know, we can do it without those pathways and niches, you know?
Well, I think that's where we're moving. We're becoming more community focused over time. Or we will be forced to.
We are being forced to, I think. Yeah. So if I could go to that grand scale and be a leader at that level, that would be amazing. I want to fight for healthcare reform, mental health.
Please do.
Yeah. I want to get up there and
I
say,
would love to fight with you.
I know that there are so many warriors who will stand up and say, you know, I've been through this. I've been called crazy, or I have a diagnosis, or I have a different viewpoint. It doesn't make me wrong.
I want to educate our children at a much earlier age so that they can prevent their trauma. How about not prevent their trauma, so they can allow their trauma to they can heal from their trauma in a way that prevents them from either addiction or some substance abuse to mitigate.
It's all preventative, I think. You know, we look at the end case scenarios, right? People will say, but look at Portland, look at the homelessness and the trash and the crime. And I'll say, okay, yeah, that's the worst case scenario. That is where we are now. But what can we do starting?
Well, we aren't caring for people in the ways that we need to care for people. So that isn't just Portland. That's everywhere. That's everywhere. That's the people that we forget about. Those are the people that we want to just go away. Those are the people that we just want to erase.
We have to start supporting our women.
Yes.
Our mothers.
Yes.
You know, our men.
Yes.
You know, we need emotional language that we can all share. We need to be able to know that, like, our little neurodivergencies and our little eccentricities, it's what makes us beautiful and unique, and it's our strengths.
It's how we're connected. We're all connected in that way.
And we're like nature. We adapt. We we grow wild.
Mm-hmm.
All of us are different in our own ways, you know,
But the same.
the same. We're
Yeah.
all part of an ecosystem. We're not separate from nature.
No. And we impact each other greatly. I mean, if I feel like for me, we were laughing off air because I was saying it's really hard to be an intelligent person right now. But I mean, if COVID taught us anything, it's like we forgot already that COVID happened. But if COVID taught us anything, it was how much we impact each other. And so I'm just like, I put my heads in my hands yesterday during my group break in my, what was that diagnosis class? Yes, in my diagnosis class. And I said, when will humanity learn from the past? Oh my gosh, please.
Yeah.
Can we please evolve to the point where we look at our history and recognize that that hasn't worked the 10 other times that we've tried that? So maybe we should try something different. And I think it's time to choose differently.
Yeah. How stubborn we can be. I mean, I am trying to build new healthy habits myself, but I still go back to what worked before.
Well, we all do. There's no shame, but I'm just saying, like, oh my God, we so need to learn from this. We so need to learn from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't deny it. I had somebody yesterday write me and say that the Shanghai tunnels were a tourist trap. That they're just a marketing campaign.
Oh yeah, they're a scheme. We dug them underneath Portland just for funsies.
That's why I took my child to the museum today. We learn.
Yeah. No, Portland has a shitty history.
Mm-hmm. It does.
It does. A very shady history.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of shame. A lot of shame around it. And a lot of secrecy around it.
And those are things that they taught me in rehab that need to go right away.
Yeah.
Shame, it has to go out the window. It has to be replaced with love.
Mm-hmm. That's the only way you can heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shame's no good.
No.
It doesn't work.
No, it's very slippery.
I mean, it works to a point. Let's say that. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel we can incorporate more love for ourselves and for the world around us?
Oh, it's so hard. It's just a trying. It's just a trying to choose love and to choose what's kind and gentle over and over again.
How do you keep choosing it? How do you keep choosing it, Renee? Sorry, I did not mean to point.
No, it's super truthful that I am my hardest critic. I'm very hard on myself. Like from the second I open my eyes, I'm being critical of myself. And I have to literally grab that thought and try and like replace it with two positives. Like it's an intentional act. I have to choose it. It's not going to happen on its own because I woke up feeling yummy and good, right? So just being intentional about wanting that outcome and trying to get it however little way you can, whether that's drinking water or getting up off the couch or turning off social media or spending time with your animals or your kids or making art or journaling. And I think that when you just focus on yourself, then that ripples out and your cup is full, so then you can pour into others and into causes, as opposed to, I think a lot of people like are self-martyrs for their causes, or like, I'm gonna go save the world, but they're just a shell. They aren't prepared to actually help. So if you just focus on yourself, even though that sounds selfish, it's actually not.
No, it's the most loving thing you can do.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to work on you like you're going to work on you.
No one's motivated to do that.
I can't do work on you. All I can do is say, I hope that you do some work. Like, it's not my job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's the greatest way that we can impact the world is by doing the work on ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in 100% agreement on that. Okay, when you're 90 years old, looking back, what do you hope you've stood for, done, and given to the world?
I have a little quote on my fridge from an old man who lived to 105. And so that's my goal as well. No one in my family's made it over 100. And
You're going to be a cute little old lady.
I hope so. My hair is already gray. So
I can see it.
his quote said he just made that decision to live that long. And so I hoped to make that decision to be here so I can make a big impact.
Me too.
I would love to, I could see myself as an elected official, although I am underqualified. I am crazy and I am so scared of it because of the safety issues, really.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I deal with public opinion and scrutiny every single day on the scale of the millions. So I do feel I'm somewhat prepared.
Yeah.
But I would love to create a leadership style that unites people, especially within our own state, you know, uniting the western and the eastern sides, the rural and the city. I would love to have impacted the coast positively, both the wildlife and the economy there, because I worked there, made $33 a month. It sucked. The fishermen have struggled. So I would like to support that. I would like to undam the rivers and, you know, find some sustainable way for forestry to be for everyone, meaning people can get into the forest and recreate, but that we still honor, you know, timber and all of that. So I would have liked to have done all of those things. I would have loved to have created an art museum that, you know, teaches history. I have like this crazy dream of creating an Oregon theme park.
Oh, please do.
Kind of like Enchanted Forest.
Yeah.
But it's like Disneyland and it's run by the tribes and it teaches all of that history.
That would be rad.
But also like how we can connect to our forests and nature and all of that. And so it would create jobs for the state. It would create education and just be fun too. So I guess I want to be like Walt Disney a little bit and make a Disneyland.
That would be cool. My grandfather helped build Disneyland.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ties to Oregon that Walt Disney had. So the dream makers definitely come here. But yeah, that's what I want to do great, big things.
Me too. I am in my villain era. I am building my legacy right now.
Yeah. Good for you. Good for us. And
yes.
let's do it together.
Yes.
Because
I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think now is the time. But I also would be okay with being very much like a Buddhist, I guess, and just like I am enough.
Yep.
I don't have to accomplish anything.
Yeah, but I feel like
I
feel like you would. Yeah, that's
no,
not
that's
you.
a lie. Okay, I lied.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
maybe
my one
in
lie.
your spare time on vacations, you can be Buddha.
I try. I tried to take a couple of just like me vacations and I ended up photographing it and writing about it and finding like a deeper meaning and like
I do the same thing.
I can't stop.
Yeah, it's got to be the Pisces in you.
Yeah.
What do you love the most about yourself?
Oh, the crazy parts, like the relentless ruthlessness, just the like inability to quit even when maybe I should. Like I'm really proud of myself for that, for just going and going and going and being so creative all of the time.
You're tenacious like I am.
Yeah, that's a good word. That's a good way to put it.
Yes.
I love my tenacity.
Yeah, I love your tenacity too.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I
Yeah.
love yours. Because we're all mirrors, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we're at time. We absolutely are. It went by so quickly.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I didn't even get to half of the things
my
we just
gosh.
talked, and it was so wonderful to talk. And I welcome you anytime you want to come back on. I mean, I feel like I could keep talking to you multiple times and still only be at the tip of the iceberg with you. So you've been fascinating to learn from, and thank you so much for vulnerably sharing everything that you've been through.
Thank you. Thanks for the space to do it. It's
Of
healing
course.
to be able to speak this journey out loud.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.